Installation. Let's play. Game over.
broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main. featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Clinton Prairie High School for tonight's doubleheader matchup between the Sheridan Blackhawks and the Clinton Prairie Gophers. First on the docket, varsity girls basketball. I am Daniel Bragg, joined alongside by Joey Robinson. Joey, how are you tonight?
I'm all right, Daniel. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Looking forward to a good girls basketball game here. The Blackhawks come in 4-2, riding a 3-game winning streak, and the Prairie Gophers come in at 3-4 on the year. The Blackhawks led by Kinsey Garner, the freshman, basically doing everything for the Blackhawks so far this season. And the team tonight actually going to start 3 freshmen, and with that we will bring up the starting lineups for the Blackhawks and the Gophers. The starters for the Blackhawks tonight: Ashley Webble, Cecilia Timmy, number 12 Kinsey Garner, the point monster, number 14 Berkeley Williams, and number 15 Cheney Smith. Switch it over to the Gophers. Starting for the Gophers, number 12 Tatum Nash, Claire Eckenbarger, number 21, number 23 Caitlin Beck, number 24 Tinley Neal, and number 32 Sydney Swan. As we get set for this matchup here tonight, again, a doubleheader. Blackhawks varsity boys will play the Gophers right after this game. So a night full of basketball, and I look forward to it. I hope you guys look forward to tuning in for all of it. The Blackhawks win the tip. Number 15, Cheney Smith, the ball handler right now. Gave it over to Ashley Webble. Down to Garner. Garner's going to get it back out to the top. To Williams. She's looking to do something with it. Gets it down low to Webble. Throws it back out to Garner. Is able to gather it back up. Garner resets. Over to Smith. Down to Timmy down low. Little fight for the ball. Gets it back out to Smith. Smith just loses the ball handle, and it's going the other direction. The Gophers in the fast break. It's a little weak on the layup. It's going to be rebounded by Garner and headed the other direction. Garner's going to try to get it down low, but that's another turnover for the Blackhawks. And the Gophers just going to slow it down now. Get across half court, over to the wing. Back out top. Beck, the ball, throws it down low on the baseline, gets it back out to the 3. Back out to the top. Left wing now, working it around. The Blackhawk defense so far this season, the big point of notice for a lot of teams that they have taken on. They're going to shoot up a 3, and it's going to be a little long. They're going to be rebounded by Garner. Dribbles it across half court, gets it down to Timmy. Timmy looking to do something with it. Over to Williams, who puts up the jump shot. It's a little long. And rebounded by the Gophers, throws it up court. And it's just swatted by Garner, trying to make that one extra pass. Down to Timmy, down to Williams, and then their fight over the ball. And it looks like it's going to be a jump ball. Wait for the signal. It is going to be a Gopher ball.
Both sides do have good defense, I will say that.
And the Blackhawks will use their first timeout of this game. Just a little short of 2 minutes into this game. A little sloppy play, the sloppiest play we've seen out of the Blackhawks so far. But again, this matchup being a huge one for the Blackhawks. It's their second conference matchup of the season. Their first matchup, they lost to, I believe it was, I think it was Carroll. But either way, the Blackhawks are 7-10 all time since 2007. The Lady Hawks have not won this matchup, actually, since 2016. So they're going to want to get a big one. Their last game last year was the sectional championship where the Blackhawks lost 48-34. So going to try to right some wrongs, or at least recent wrongs, for them in this matchup. Gophers get it inbounds. Eckenbarger brings it across half court. Again, the Blackhawk defense strong, and it's going to be a turnover for the Blackhawks. A fast break and 2 for the Blackhawks.
Excellent play by Cheney Smith.
And then the Gophers just going to turn it over at half court. Blackhawks get the ball back. Yeah, nice tight defense led to that steal by Smith. Garner, the ball handler, gets it over to Timmy. He's going to try to work low, and she actually carried it.
Ooh, that's not good.
Tried to make a move and instead ended up getting called for the travel. Blackhawks playing full court defense now. Gets a little free in the lane and gets in there for two. Nice job by the Gophers. Inbounded to Garner, thrown up the court to Webble, and it's just going to be a bad pass. It's going to be another turnover for the Blackhawks. Already a few turnovers, more than we've seen all year. Jacqueline Bates and Taylor Bates come into the game for the Blackhawks. Gophers try to get it across half court. They do. Driving down the lane, and they're going to call a charge.
Good.
So an offensive foul. It'll be the first of the game. Again, that Blackhawk defense doing an excellent job getting the set and forcing that turnover. Garner's running across half court. You're going to take it herself all the way down and misses Timmy just by a hair. Blackhawks seem to a little bit be in a hurry. We've had a lot of success offensively this year, but need to slow it down maybe a little bit. Gophers get it in, cross half court, then the lane, and then it's turned over. So a nice job again by the defense of the Blackhawks. Garner's going to slow it down at half court. Gets it over to Bates. Over to Timmy. She gathers it up. Thrown over to Bates. All the way over to Timmy on the outside arc, trying to work it inside. Nice move back out to Bates for the three. Just a little long. They fight over it, and it's going to be Gopher ball. It was a good look for Jacqueline Bates. Just a little long on the three ball attempt. The Gophers get it in bounds and across half court. Still, Blackhawks reaching in all over the place, trying to knock that ball free, and Garner's able to get it. She's going to take it herself all the way coast to coast and just misses the layup. Somebody take the lid off. And the Gophers going to slow it down here. And it's going to be another turnover. Garner forcing the steal, but then she herself gives it up. And now the Gophers will take their first timeout. Just about 4 minutes into the first quarter. Not a lot of scoring, but a lot of ball turnovers. A lot of tight defense. Blackhawks throwing some passes that don't necessarily need to go into tight spots. So 4:01 to play in the first quarter. And the score's still 2-2. A lot of turnovers here so far.
This game's going to be about defense, and it's pretty obvious from the start.
Yeah, it's Blackhawks have had some nice shots. Even both teams have had some nice shots. They just haven't gone in due to the tight defense of both teams. Again, you see this in conference matchups. Gophers work it across half court over to the wing. Working the baseline, get it down there for the layup. It's just a little strong, well defended by Garner again. She takes it across half court. Gets it down in the lane to Timmy. Back out to Garner for the three, and it's good. An excellent shot by Garner. Gives the Blackhawks a 3-point lead. Now just over 3:20 left in the first quarter. Gophers looking to, again, try to penetrate this defense. Haven't had a whole lot of success yet. It's going to be a dribble drive and just off the side of the backboard, rebounded by Timmy. Timmy gets it up to Garner on the other side of the court line. It's going to be a layup for Bates under the basket. Make it 7-2. It's a nice pass, just wasn't able to get the handle on it, and the Gophers going to turn the ball over once again. Williams will come into the game now for Timmy. No, she almost did that the first time, and they called her on it the second time. Garner's got to slow down when she's inbounding the ball. And they called her on it that time. So turnover for the Blackhawks once again. Gophers try throwing it in. Just gets knocked away by the Blackhawk defense. Up to Garner. Garner's going to take the jump shot a little long, and then Bates just knocks it over a teammate's head. Little miscommunication, and it's going to be Gopher ball. 2:37 to play in the first. Gophers get it inbound. Over to the wing. Again, looking to penetrate any way they can. Takes it baseline, throws it to the lane, and it does get there, but it's going to be fought over a little bit. It's going to be Gopher ball. Nice defense by the Blackhawks down low. Now Smith will come in the game, give Webble a chance to get a breather. Throw it all the way out to the three-point arc. Out to Eckenbarger. Now Beck driving. And they're going to call a charge.
Good charge.
So again, the Blackhawks force another turnover. It'll be the second foul by the Gophers. Still the Blackhawks with no fouls. Garner gets it into Williams. Up to Garner, nice little reach back to get that ball for the short layup and just not able to knock it in. And I think they're going to call an over the back on Bates. That is exactly what they're calling. So that'll be the Blackhawks' first foul of the evening. Beck gets it into Eckenbarger. Eckenbarger gets across half court. Over to Neal. Again, the Gophers trying to penetrate this tight defense by the Blackhawks, and they do. A nice jumper on the baseline. And the Gophers bring it to within 3. Garner gets it down to Williams. Williams makes a move down low and gets the bucket.
That was a good shot right there.
Excellent job by Williams to keep her head. Stretch that lead back out to 5. It's going to be a nice jumper by Taylor. Or not Taylor, I apologize, Clinton Prairie. A little dump off and laid it in there. The Gophers bring it back within 3. Turnover on the Blackhawks once again. .50 seconds to play here in the first. And the 3 is good. Tie ball game now. 9-9 here with only 30 seconds left to go in the first. It's going to be another turnover. Garner tried throwing it in there and just not able to get it past the defender. Well defended on the other end, but they lay it in there, and that's another 2-pointer, and that gives Clinton Prairie the lead. Garner throws another haphazard pass, but they're fortunate to be able to keep it on their end. Ball will be inbounded by Cheney Smith. She's going to get it down to Garner on the baseline. She's just going to little floater up there, a little short. 3 seconds. Just going to heave it. And no good. So that will do it for the first quarter. At the end of one, Blackhawks trail the Clinton Prairie Gophers 11-9. You are watching Sheridan basketball on Bragg Sports Media. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School for the start of the second quarter. That first quarter a bit rough there, Joey, for both offenses.
Absolutely, and especially with Kenzie Gardner, she's got to slow down quite a bit, actually, and starting in this second quarter, going into the second half of this ball game.
Yeah, Kenzie trying to do a little bit of everything she pretty much does for this team so far this season, but that first quarter was left a lot to be desired. A few lazy passes, a bunch of turnovers, it felt like. As we get set for the start of the second quarter, again, score 11-9. Blackhawks will have the ball to start the second quarter. Going to be inbounded by Cheney Smith. Current Blackhawks on the floor: Smith, Garner, Bates, Williams, and Timmy. Garner gets it back out to Smith, across the court to Timmy. Timmy looking to get it inside. Can't really do anything. Williams comes back to get it. Going to just drive down the lane. Rebounded by Bates, and they're going to call foul. That'll be a shooting foul, the first one of the evening, as Taylor Bates will go to the foul line.
Fouls on Prairie. Number 23, Caitlin Bathurst, second. Team third.
And it's no good.
Leading from the Gophers, Tatum Maddox.
Again, the Blackhawks shooting so far tonight hadn't really been up to par with how they have done most of the year so far. And Bates gets the second one to go. Blackhawks trail by 1. Again, the Blackhawks have not defeated the Gophers since 2016. If any girls' team's going to do it, I think this one would be the one to do it. As far as they have played so well this season. 3-game winning streak again coming in. Another lazy pass by Garner, fortunate to remain Blackhawk ball. Garner's going to come off, and Ashley Webble's going to come back out on. Good defense by the Gophers. Eckenbarger all over that pass. Gets it in to Williams. She's looking to get it back across to Webble. Nice little crossover by Webble. Takes the jumper. Little off. Going to be Gopher ball.
Both teams will need enough points for how defensive this game really is.
Yeah. Yeah, so far the shooting, I feel like the shooting is definitely a result of the defense. Neither team shooting well so far. Timmy just going after that ball, not able to get it though. Gophers drive it down the lane, back out to the three-point arc, and it's good. Nice three-pointer by number 11, Haven Wilson. Webble with the ball now. Drives up the left side all the way across to Timmy. Gets it down to Bates. Back out to Webble for 3. Off left side. Bates gets the rebound and puts it back in. Excellent job by Bates to stick with that. Blackhawk full court defense is kind of wearing down on him now. It's going to be a miss for the Gophers, but the Blackhawks knock it out of bounds. It will remain Gopher ball.
For the Gophers, number 32, Sydney Swan.
32, Sydney Swan comes on for the Gophers. Good will take a seat. It's a good shot, and it gets in there. Nice little rebound by the Gophers to get her own rebound. Put it back up 16-12 now. Just over 6 minutes to play in the first half. Webble gets it down to Timmy. Driving right down to Smith and lays it in there. Excellent play by the Blackhawks. Again, the Blackhawks continue this full court defense. It worked for a while, but I feel like now it's kind of gassing out the team a little bit. Drive it right down the lane, dumps it back out to the three-point arc. Off to the left, rebounded by the Gophers, and they're going to call a jump foul. And the Gophers will be shooting 2 now. Number 12, Tatum Nash, the shooter. Williams was given that foul. And the first free throw will not go for Nash. Again, 16-14, 2-point game. Just over 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. And Garner comes back on already. Williams will take a seat. And the second one is good. So 1 of 2 at the foul line. The Blackhawks throw it way down low. Back out to Webble in the corner. And it's in and out. Going the other way, the Gophers just sprinting down the floor. There's going to be another shooting foul, 100%. Foul's going to be on Timmy. And again, Swan goes to the free throw line. And the first one is good. 18-14 now. And the second one is good. So 2 of 2. And they take a 5-point lead. Garner driving down the right. Cuts it back to the left. Going to take a jumper from the free throw line, and good. Nice ball handle, and then the jump shot by Kinsey Garner. That's going to be a long shot. Rebounded by Garner. Throws it all the way up. It's just going to be a bad pass. Yeah, somebody's going to might have to calm down the freshman. She's trying to do way too much. Jacqueline Bates comes back onto the floor in exchange for Smith. 4:49 to play in the first half. Eckenbarger brings it across half court. Timmy almost knocked it free a couple times there. Down on the baseline now for the Gophers. And she's just going to knock that right out of bounds. Knocked out by Taylor. It will remain Gopher ball. Got it in down low to Eckenbarger, and it's in there for 2. 21-16 now. Halfway through the second quarter. Garner looking for something to do. Gets it down low. Nice jumper. It's a little long, though. Webble just off tonight so far. Nice dribble move by the Gophers. Gets it across half court. Now Eckenbarger. And it's knocked free by Timmy, but she gets her dribble back. Garner gets out there, but it's going to be a little off on that three. It's going to remain Gopher ball. Bates wasn't able to gather up that rebound. Going to get it in down low, right under the basket. Just not able to get it, and it's going to be rebounded by the Blackhawks, taken the other way. Garner looking to do something with it. Takes it herself all the way down and puts it in for two. 3-point game now. Swan the ball carrier right now. Over to Eckenbarger. Wild pass all the way down, but it did work. It's another three attempt. It's going to be a little short on that time. Wilson's made one or two, I believe, so far tonight. Just a little short on that one. Garner letting the offense get set. Screen set by Timmy. She was expecting Timmy to break, and then she didn't. It's going to be another turnover by the Blackhawks. Eckenbarger, nice crossover move and drive, and they're going to call that a foul. That's a bad call, in my opinion. But it will be a shooting foul on the Blackhawks. So Eckenbarger will shoot two.
At the line shooting two.
A little strong on that first one. As the Gophers bring on a few new players. Good comes back into the game for him. Eckenbarger's second attempt is long again, going to be rebounded by Webble of the Blackhawks. So come out positive for the Lady Hawks that time, as the Gophers aren't able to get any points out of the shooting foul. Garner gets it over to Bates at the top. Back out to Garner. Garner's going to send up the three. It's strong. And they're going to call Timmy on the foul on the rebound. 2:12 to play. And Timmy's going to come out of the game in exchange for Williams. Again, 2:12, 3-point game. It's knocked free by Jacqueline Bates. Excellent defense there. She didn't even know it was coming to her. Wilson gets it in to Neal. Neal across half court. Over to Swan. Back over to Wilson. Eckenbarger now. Swan for the three. And good. Big time three by Swan. The Blackhawks trail now by 6. Might be their biggest deficit of the night. Williams going to try to get the layup, gets swatted from behind. And that's going to be a foul. Yeah, that's going to be an offensive foul. I don't know what happened on the far side, but Williams almost fell off her feet.
Might have got tripped or something? I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I know Williams almost got upended. Or at least it appeared like she did. The Blackhawk ball. Garner going to get it into Webble. Webble crosses it over, gets it over to Bates, trying to drive. Nothing doing there. And then she just throws it straight out of bounds. Another turnover for the Blackhawks. 1:21 to play in the first half, 6-point game. Tell you what, both these teams look gassed.
Absolutely.
With all this tough defense that's been happening. It's another three for Swan, long on it. It's going to be well defended on the putback. It's It's going to stay Gopher ball, though. Now Wilson trying to drive. Or, I'm sorry, that's Eckenbarger. Now Wilson with the ball. Tight defense played by Williams. She is able to get it out of that corner, though. Nice move in the lane. It's just going to be a little short. Rebounded and taken the other way by the Blackhawks. Garner handling it. Nice little spin move. Gets it out to Williams. Back out to Garner. 30 seconds to play. And it's going to be an ill-advised pass down the lane, and then Bates gets called for another foul in the lane.
Foul on the Blackhawks, number 24, Jacqueline Bates. Her second, team 6.
27.1 seconds to play here in the first half. It's a 6-point game. Hard-fought first half by both teams. Gophers do get it inbound. Tries doing a little fancy move to get a foul call right there. Neal, the ball handler, is trying to drive, and they're going to call a foul on the Blackhawks, shooting 2. They're going to give Garner her first of the game. So Neal will take 2 free throws now. And the first one is good.
Re-entering for the Gophers, Kaden Davis.
A little miscommunication on who was supposed to go in when. Neal's second attempt is good. So hit both of them there. Now, lead is now 8 for the Gophers. Big second quarter out of the Gophers. Blackhawks not doing a whole lot this quarter, and it's going to be a jump foul. So Garner will go to the foul line to shoot 2. 4 seconds left in the first half.
Number 11, Haven Wilson, her first.
And the first one is good. Brings it to within 7. Neal comes back into the game for the Gophers for the final 4 seconds. Garner is good on the second one, so 2 of 2 that time. Again, 4 seconds, 6-point game. She's going to get a decent shot off, and it's just going to be off. So at the half, Blackhawks trail 26-20 following a hard-fought first half. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media. This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares. Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School, where the Blackhawks trail the Clinton Prairie Gophers 26-20 at the half. Joey, a hard-fought half, a lot of defense on both sides. What do you think the Blackhawks need to do to close this deficit in the second half?
Well, they really just need to find the holes in the defense and score, make shots, and They need to slow down, especially the sloppy passes. Need to stop the turnovers, the fouls. They all need to stop, and they need to just calm down, get their grip on themselves, and go out in the second half with a strong mindset.
Yeah, that first half, it felt like, especially that whole first quarter, they were really antsy, the sprinting all over the place, letting weak passes go all over the place, and hopefully they can slow that down, and Coach can get the girls settled down for the start of the second half. So that, again, at the half, 26-20. We will come back right before the beginning of the third quarter. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
Time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. Our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, congratulations to you, your staff, the member institutions, the young men involved in football, their families, the communities. It was, from start to finish in football, it was a fantastic year, and I think it culminated in some of the best played dramatic championship games you've had in a while.
It was. First of all, hats off to our schools for what they've been able to accomplish, but this year was phenomenal. We had a lot of parity throughout the state, some incredible teams, and then we had a little Thanksgiving, then got to Lucas Oil for some games on Friday and Saturday of last week. 3 teams had never been there before, which brings enthusiasm and excitement into the facility. But, they were just great games. The teams were back and forth. Gibson Southern's down, 19? They're down 19.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the young man that's going to be quarterback at the next level at Purdue turns it on, and he's throwing darts out there. And here comes Gibson Southern roaring back. And that was the kind of football we had all weekend.
I think you did. You had games that went back and forth. You didn't have the lopsided game that it just seems that every year there's one or two of those games that team gets behind early and out of their game plan and can't get it together, playing a really good team. But these were, I thought, 3 really competitive games per day that had a lot of drama. As you point out, Brady Allen doing what he does, but there was an opportunity to showcase some tremendously talented young men who stepped up on the big stage and led their teams to championship, which is what makes this such a lifetime event for them and actually for their communities. They're going to be talking about Brady Allen in Gibson County for a long, long time, quite frankly.
For a long time, and I'm going to hear it because that's actually my stomping ground from that area.
Right.
So a lot of my family went to school at Gibson Southern, so Brady is certainly familiar. But, you think about the game that stood out to me in the other performance was Mater Dei and Andre going back and forth. And then the young man, number 34, puts the S on the second half. I think the young man's actually going to Notre Dame next year, and he just took the game over and willed his team to a victory that day. And, those kind of performances, they're just special about high school football, and especially high school football in Indiana.
And the other thing, they get a chance to play your last. You think about it, you start your season dreaming of playing your last game in Lucas Oil Stadium, and then you get a chance to do it, and you win a championship. And so, congratulations to them, and congratulations to the teams that didn't win. Again, you forever will be able to tell your children, grandchildren, everybody I played my last game in Lucas Oil Stadium, and you can't say enough about the Colts and everybody involved. It was a magnificent year because, again, you played over 90% of the scheduled contests in a world that is still ravaged by COVID. Not only just around the world, but here in the United States. And what you've done for 2 straight years, I think, is unmatched around the state, around the country.
I appreciate that, and I do think Indiana led the way when it comes to participation for student athletes in a COVID world, and I think that's certainly what we deal with. But, Bob, I appreciate the kind words about led the way, but, man, it was such a team thing. I've never done anything successfully in my life without a great team that all had a common goal, and that was Indiana. and I'm just so proud of that, and that more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Commissioner, congratulations again. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us and enjoy the week.
Thank you, Coach. And again, thank you for what you do for the promotion of student athletes and giving them a platform to celebrate what they do.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares. Welcome back for the start of the third quarter. As we get this quarter going for the start of, again, the third quarter. Blackhawks trail 20-26.
Already a turnover for the Gophers on this possession.
The first possession goes the Blackhawks' way by way of forcing a turnover. Garner's going to take a dribble drive and one. Nice job by Garner. Brings it within 4, potentially 3. And that's good. So the and one situation works out. 26-23 now. Gophers get it down in the lane, down low, and floats it up there. Not going to go, but it's going to remain Gopher ball as Timmy wasn't able to bring it down. Gophers trying to get it inbounds, throw it long. It's going to be a turnover. Dribble drive all the way coast to coast, not able to get it in there. Garner gets the rebound, throws it in, but it's going to say they were out on the outline. Again, high-intensity game all game so far. These girls are running all over the place. Swan with the ball, driving. It's a little off on that layup. Get it back out to Eckenbacher. It's thrown at the feet of her teammate, and it's going to be a turnover. Blackhawk ball. Again, 3-point game, 26-23. Garner's going to bring it up for the Blackhawks. Throws it down to Bates, who tries to get it over to Timmy, but it's knocked free, and it's going to be a turnover. Timmy's fighting for it. It's going to be a jump ball, and I believe it will remain Blackhawk ball, and it will. Nice defense by Timmy. Inbounded to Timmy. A little spin move in the lane. She's going to, they're going to call a foul. There's going to be a foul on the Gophers. Blackhawks will throw it in from under the basket.
Falls on the Gophers, number 12, Kaden Davis. Her second, team second.
Still looking for anybody to get into. Gets it into Webble. Webble trying to get it back out the arc, and she does. Back to Smith. Tries throwing it across court to Timmy, just not there. It's going to be another turnover. As Neal brings it across half court, defended by Timmy. Wabel. Now Swan driving. Throws it back outside behind the arc. It's a three, and it's a little short, but she's going to get her own rebound and then lose it. It's going to be Blackhawk ball. In comes Williams in exchange for Smith. Now Garner going to take her time getting it across the half-court line. Trying to cross it over. Does. Gets it down to Wabel, who's going to shoot it from the free throw line. A little long. Timmy's fighting for that rebound. Gets it. It's going to bounce off the foot of a Gopher. It will remain Blackhawk ball. 5:43 to play now in the third. Inbounded to Garner. Going to drive, keeps her dribble, and puts it up there for two. Nice dribble drive. It's a 1-point game now. Blackhawks on a 5-0 scoring run so far in this half. Eckenbarger works it around to the wing. It's knocked free by Williams. Excellent job. Bates is going to gather it up. Have to fight for it. They're rolling around for it, and it's going to be a foul. It's going to remain Blackhawk ball. That'll be their third of the half already, of the half already. Blackhawks still not called for one yet in the second half. Garner gets it across half court, defended by Swan. Over to Timmy. Down to Williams. Williams going to get it stolen. Wilson going the other direction, and it's nothing, no doing, but they're going to call a foul on Williams. Might have given her too much of the body. That'll be the second one for Williams. And the first one is good for Wilson. Stretch that lead back out to 2.
Gophers look to see like they're playing a lot more aggressive defense. That's why they have so many fouls in the first half or in the second half already.
Yep, going to be rebounded on the second one, a miss. And Wable brings it across half court, trying to get it down in the lane, dumps it off to Williams. Williams going to be on the baseline, jumps it to Bates, and Bates is there for the 2. Excellent job to penetrate, and we got a tie ball game again. Blackhawks trailed by 6 at the half, at 8 before the half. It's going to be rebounded by Garner. At one point it was 26 to 18. It is now 27 all. Wable with the long jumper. It's going to be rebounded by Bates and fouled, but they're going to call it on the ground. Yeah, they're going to call it on the floor, not a shooting foul. But still, the 4th one already for the Gophers. And in comes Grace Good. Number 23, Caitlin Beck, will take a seat for the Gophers. Her 3rd foul. Inbounded to Timmy down low. Timmy makes a nice little spin move and up and in. Blackhawks take the lead 29-27. Their first lead, I believe, since the first quarter. Eckenbarger trying to do anything with it. It's stolen by Garner, given off to Timmy. Timmy's going to get that layup in there. 31-27 now, and the Gophers going to use their first timeout of the half as the Blackhawks come out firing in the second half. 31-27. Let's step aside real quick. You were watching Sheridan Basketball on Bragg Sports Media. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School, where the Blackhawks have taken a 4-point lead after at one point trailing by 8 in the first half. In the first 4 minutes and about 10 seconds, a whole lot of scoring in this half. I've already scored 11 this quarter to Clinton Prairie's 1. So, Joey, we talked about, them having to make more buckets, maybe getting a little bit more aggressive on defense and on offense. And at least that initially they have done just that.
Absolutely. And it looked like Kenzie Gardner's calmed down a little bit longer. She's not being so aggressive and not making so many sloppy passes like she was in the first half, and now she's making a lot more buckets than she was.
Yeah, she's looking a lot more calm than she did in that first half. 3:50 to play in the third quarter. Wilson inbounds it to Neal. Neal defended by Timmy. Gets it across half court. Gets it over to Eckenbarger. Defended by Wable. He's going to drive, get in there, but not a little too strong on that layup. It's going to be rebounded by the Blackhawks, and Wable brings it across half court. She's driving, dumps it off to Garner. Garner thought about the 3, gets it down low to Timmy. Excellent job making room for herself, and she's going to get 2 more. That's the thing they missed in that first half, was Timmy was very quiet on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and she's picked it up more, and she's being a lot more aggressive towards the basket.
Yep. Neal picks up her dribble, trying to look for anything to do. Gets it over to Wilson. Eckenbarger, that pass, she's able to wrangle it up. Shot by Good is a little strong. Rebounded by Williams of the Blackhawks. Garner brings it across half court now. She's driving. She's just going to take a little floater, and it's in there. The Blackhawks on a serious scoring run now, 15-1 in this quarter. Over to Swan. Over to Wilson. Back over to Eckenbarger. Now Good over to Swan. Swan thought about the 3, defended by Garner. Wilson gets it over to Eckenbarger. Nice little spin move down low, and they're going to call a foul and one. Timmy got a little aggressive there. She's going to be shooting one, trying to make a three-point play.
At the line, shooting one, player Eckenbarger.
That'll be Timmy's third on the night. She comes over the sideline. She looks a little gassed. I mean, that's the thing. She plays such high intensity defense the entire game and wears down on you. It's going to be a missed free throw, but she tried to save it, but it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Blackhawk ball. And Timmy's going to take a seat, paying a little bit extra attention to her. Like I said, she looks a little gassed. Jacqueline Bates came in for Timmy, now the ball handler. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. 6-point game. Garner's just going to launch the three. It's a little off. And the Gophers going to get the rebound. Williams still fighting for it, but they're going to call her for the foul. She had to know that was going to happen. I believe that will be her fourth now. She went in there a little late to fight for that rebound. Oh, they said it's just her third, so. Now Williams will come out. Cheney Smith will go back out. Eckenbarger bringing it up the floor. Going to be defended by Wavell. Given over to Wilson. Back to Swan, defended by Garner. Now Eckenbarger driving. Stops at the free throw line, gets it over to Good. Wilson stops. Didn't really mean to, I don't think. She's over there by herself. Launched the three for the Gophers. It's going to be short. Rebounded by Taylor Bates down low. She's going to get it off to Garner, going the other direction. 1:15 to play in the third quarter. Garner over to Jacqueline Bates. Down to Taylor Bates. She's driving in there for the two. Nice drive by Taylor Bates. Takes the lead back out to 8 for the Blackhawks. They'll give off to Swan. Neal will drive long on that jump shot. Rebounded by Smith. Ball's going to get free. She's going to be able to gather it up, though. Get it off to Bates, and then Wavell brings it across half court. Wavell's just going to send the three, and it's in there. Her first of the night. Made three, I believe it was Tuesday. 3 of 4 shooting the other night from behind the arc. And the Gophers try to answer back. It's just a little in and out, and Garner brings it back up the floor. Going to be stolen. It's going to run right out of bounds with it. It'll stay Blackhawk ball. Tatum Nash comes in the game now in exchange for Grace Good for the Gophers. 15.9 left in the third. Garner looking for anything to go with. Going to get it over to Wavell for the three. She's going to launch it, and in there. The girl knows how to shoot from behind the arc. 43-29, and that will do it for the third quarter. A third quarter where the Blackhawks scored 23 and the Gophers scored 3. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Following a lightning third quarter by the Blackhawks. Again, 23 points in that quarter alone. They only scored 20 in the whole first half and only allowed the Gophers to score 3 that entire quarter. Joey, after a first half that was a little back and forth and really hard fought, the Blackhawks just did everything right in that quarter.
Absolutely, and they're finding the holes in their the Gophers' defense. And their Gophers' defense is finally starting to let up a little bit. And like I said earlier, we got Kenzie Gardner starting to calm down a little bit, and she's making her shots and making the good passes finally.
Yeah, the tenaciousness of the Blackhawk defense has been noticeable just every time I've watched this team so far this season. And they absolutely have brought it the first half, and then, but it doesn't. Unlike the Gophers, it didn't really die off after halftime. The Gophers going to try to figure out what went wrong during that quarter. But again, they only scored 3 points that entire third quarter after scoring 26 in the first half. Going to be inbounded to Neal. Neal defended by Webble. Over to Swan. Going to get back over to Neal. Down low to Swan, defended by Garner, and they're going to get her for a foul. It's going to be a foul on the floor, but it was a definite shove. That'll even out the fouls. 4 for each team. And 43-29. Pivotal fourth quarter here. Swan for 3. It's going to be short, rebounded by the Blackhawks. Garner's going to bring it back up the floor. Again, the Blackhawks have not defeated Clinton Prairie since 2016. Certainly trying to do it here tonight, and Bates is going to get another 2. 16-point lead now. And they're going to call a foul on Smith. It'll be her first, though. Be inbounded to Neal. Again, defended by Webble. Now Eckenbarger. Nice pick set at the top. Little dump off to Neal. Jacqueline Bates trying to sell it a little bit. And then Neal sells it a little bit. Still no foul calls, and it's going to be Blackhawk ball. It's going to be tipped, but Webble's eventually going to get it. Gophers now in a full court press defense. Webble gets it down to Taylor Bates. Spin move back out to Garner for the 3, and it's good. All the shots fallen so far in the second half for these Blackhawks. Now with a 19-point lead. Again, trailed by 6 at the half. Garner's going to spin off a defender, get it across half court, and they're going to call a reach-in on Neal. 6:26 to play in the game. Blackhawks on top, 19 points. Again, trailed by 6 at the half after a lightning third quarter. Garner gets it into Bates. She throws it back down to Garner in the middle of the lane. She's going to get a foul. Almost an and one, but she will be shooting 2. Yeah, the intensity of the Blackhawks in the second half has just been unmatched by the Gophers.
Gardner a little shaken up after that one.
Yeah, she came down a little hard. Again, it's incredible how much of this team is led by freshmen. And Garner being, so far this season, the star of the team. Just 6 games into her varsity career, this being her 7th. Averaging almost 20 points a game, averaging close to a double-double. And her first free throw will be good. So make it 20-point lead now. And the second one's a little strong. They're still fighting for that rebound, though, and it's going to be rebounded by Webble. Eckenbarger tried saving it, thrown right to Webble. Over to Cheney Smith. Down low to Taylor Bates. Spin move back out to Jacqueline. Strong, though. Going to be rebounded and taken the other way by the Gophers. 6 minutes to play in the game. Dribble drive by the Gophers. They're going to get a foul. I believe they're going to call it on Taylor Bates. Let's
see what they do here. That's definitely a Blackhawk foul. Yep, and it's on Taylor. That'll be her second of the evening. Caitlin Beck will now shoot 2 for the Gophers. And the first one's good. Gets it back down inside of 20 points now. Jacqueline Bates will come out as Cecilia Timmy goes back into the game. And the second free throw's off. Rebounded by Garner, but they're able to knock it free. It's going to be a jump ball, and I believe that is going to remain Blackhawk ball. 19-point game. Garner gets it to Timmy. She's got room to run, going to just stop at the three-point line. Gets it back out to Garner. Garner defended by Swan. Bates sets the pick. Over to Timmy. Garner's going to take the three. It's a little off. Rebounded by Bates. And puts it back in there for 2 more. 51-30 now. Eckenbarger, the ball handler, driving. Just nothing doing there. Going to be rebounded by Wable. Wable up to Smith. Smith, a little crossover in the lane. Gets it off to Garner. Garner's just going to let him reset here. No real reason to be in a hurry. It's a high-intensity running basketball team. But still, no reason to really be in a hurry here. 4:50 now to play. Garner looking to do anything with it. Just going to drive it in the corner herself, get it back out to Cheney Smith, who's going to drive it down low. Gets the ball knocked free, though. It's going to be turnover for the Gophers. She's just going to drive it coast to coast, and it's going to get a foul call. I believe it's going to be on Timmy once again. It will be on Cecilia Timmy, her 4th. Struggled with fouls so far here tonight. But again, she's probably the most tenacious defender on the team. You're going to get foul calls a lot. Williams will come into the game in place of Timmy. 20-point game now, 4:33 to play. And that one is good. Inbounded to Williams, back off to Garner. Garner's going to try to throw it up to Wable. It's going to get knocked out. Nice defense by Beck of the Gophers. And the Blackhawks will take their first timeout of the half. With 4:29 to play in the game, Blackhawks on top 51-32. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Blackhawks on top by 19. Once again, we're trailing 26-20 at the half. In a third quarter that saw the Blackhawks score 23-3, the scoring run. Blackhawks completely flipped the game and now lead by 19 with only 4:29 to play. Again, the Blackhawks have not won against Clinton Prairie since 2016. So these Lady Hawks trying to do something that hasn't been done in a while. Have done everything right so far. This being a conference basketball game, you especially knew the intensity was going to be a little bit higher than normal, or at least than what we have seen so far this season. In that first half, absolutely very, I won't say violent, but very hard.
Absolutely, and they're playing a little less aggressive, and their main goal should just be ball control and chew the clock while you still have a 19-point lead and going into the, halfway through this fourth quarter.
Yeah. It's going to be turned over by Taylor Bates. She got it down low, just not able to do anything with it. It's going to be a dribble drive and one. They're going to call Cheney Smith for the foul. Again, Neal with the dribble drive.
Just the first on Ashley Webble. So Neal to attempt the and one. And it's good. Back inside 20 now. Ball given off to Garner, gets it across half court, down to Williams under the basket, and it's good. And the foul.
Number 14, Berkeley Williams. Fouls on number 11, Haven Wilson. Her second, team 7. At the line, shooting 1, Berkeley Williams.
Berkeley Williams will attempt the and one here. And it's good. The Blackhawks back out to 19 again. Good gap with 4 minutes to play in the game. To the corner to Swan. She's going to launch the three, and it's good. She's hit a few here tonight. And it's going to be a turnover by Garner, taken the other way by Eckenbarker, and she makes the layup. And the Blackhawks going to use their second timeout. Coach wants to have a conversation about it. Again, 54-40. Blackhawks can't let simple mistakes like that happen. We saw how quickly this game can flip in that third quarter. 3:38 to play, and the Blackhawks, again, only on top by 14. It sounds like a lot. But as careless as they were with the ball in that first half, that looked like a play. The last few drives, actually, it looked like a plays similar to the first half.
Absolutely.
Where they've gotten more careless with the ball. So coach going to try to get her hands on it before it gets out of hand.
If they're going to win this game, ball control is the key for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Bradshaw has them playing some of the best defense I've seen out of Sheridan basketball in a long time. But and they're able to score, which is nice. But yeah, just can't let simple mistakes like that happen. You've got a considerable lead, but like I said, it can evaporate pretty quickly. On the floor for the Blackhawks right now, Wabel, Williams, Garner. Who else is that? We got Smith, and Bates. Wabel's going to throw it all the way up, way out of bounds.
That was a terrible pass.
Yeah. Little strong on it, little strong. Those are those mistakes we were talking about. Going to be brought up by Eckenbarger now. Defended by Williams. Over to Wilson. Wilson's got nowhere to go with it, and she's just going to throw it out of bounds. Bates is going to try to get it. It's going to be a jump ball on the corner. It's going to remain Gopher ball. It's one of those balls you tell Bates don't touch it, but she decided to go for it and then realized it was too late. 3:19 to play now. Going to be inbounded down low to Eckenbarger. Under the basket, not able to get it. Her first shot in, just looking for another one. Just going to be short again, rebounded by Williams, being mauled. It's going to be a jump ball, but it's going to be Blackhawk ball. Still 14-point lead, 3:09 left in the fourth. Gets it into Garner. Garner's going to be trapped here. Going to get it across to Bates. Just going to wait for Garner to get back across. Garner down in the corner to Smith. Smith, little spin move. He's thinking about driving. Nope, they're going to call 5-second closely guarded. It's a turnover for the Blackhawks. Smith coming out, and Timmy will go back in. .252 now to play. Inbounded to Neal. Defended tightly by Williams. Now Garner, the defender. Crossed and in there. Nice little pass all the way across to Beck. And the Gophers bring it within 12 now. It's across half court to Williams. Now Bates standing out there. Garner's going to get the ball back at the top. Just a little carefree with that ball. It's tipped out. Going to remain Blackhawk ball, though. Inbounded to Timmy. Timmy tightly defended by Wilson. Going to give it off to Bates at the top. Down to Garner. He spins into a mess of people, but is able to keep the ball somehow and gets it in there.
That was impressive right there.
Yeah, just her awareness to be able to know where that ball was in that mess of people in the middle of the lane. Eckenbarger gets it knocked free by Williams. Williams still going coast to coast and just off on that layup. Taken the other way by Neal. Neal's going to try to get it to the corner, and it's not going to go. They're going to say the Blackhawks knocked it out of bounds.
Good defense by Webel right there.
It was a basket the Blackhawks needed. Hadn't scored in a while. Give that cushion out to 14 now. Down low to Eckenbarger. Throws it back out to Wilson. Wilson's going to take the jumper, and it's going to be short. Bates going to get that rebound, get knocked loose after collecting the rebound. They're rolling around on it. It's going to be a jump ball. And it'll remain Gopher ball. Minute 34 now. The intensity has definitely picked up. Gophers get it inbound to Beck, who gets the layup. I'm not sure who used that foul, or I believe the Gophers used one of their timeouts. So, minute 29 to play. Blackhawks on top 56-44, but the Gophers are making them work for it. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Blackhawks on top 56-44 with a minute 29 to play, following a big third quarter that completely changed the complexion of this game. Here for the doubleheader at Clinton Prairie. Stay tuned with us. It'll remain this same stream if you were watching for the boys varsity later. I believe their tip-off is set for 7:30. But it will remain this same stream, so don't go anywhere. Sticking around for a night of Blackhawk basketball. But first, the Lady Hawks going to try to seal off this win. Minute 29 left. Again, the Blackhawks have not defeated the Gophers since 2016. Going to try to inbound it to Williams. Going to get knocked out by Swan. Garner throws it into Bates. Bates just going to have to take it across herself. Trying to trap her. Gets it down to Timmy on the baseline. Over to Williams. Gets it down on a driving Webel. And Webel gets it in there. 58-44 now. It's just a wild dribble. Bounces away from her, and Garner tries throwing it to Williams, just off. Good defense by the Blackhawks. Ball's going to stay and miss. An excellent job by Bates, not giving up her ground whatsoever. It's going to be Blackhawk ball. 56 seconds to play in this first of two in the doubleheader tonight. Timmy going to take it, throw it up to Garner. It's going to be knocked out. It's going to remain Blackhawk ball.
Blackhawks pretty much have the victory sealed for them.
Yep, Garner gets it back down to Timmy. Timmy's going to do a spin move down to the baseline, bring it back out. Thought better of that. I call that a jump ball. I don't know how. I mean, they pretty much just tackled her, but It's going to remain Blackhawk ball. Timmy has taken a beating here tonight. She's got 4 fouls against her, but she's been run over a few times. I think she borderline looked dehydrated when she came out a few minutes ago. Timmy now back out to Bates. The Gophers now just running all over the place trying to get that ball, as they should. It's going to be a foul called. 36 seconds to play now. And the Blackhawks are in the bonus, shooting a 1-and-1. Taylor Bates is good on the front side of the 1-and-1. Again, the Blackhawks completely changing the tide from that first half, trailing by 6 at the half. Doing everything right so far in the second. And they're going to call a foul on Williams. Again, this aggressive defense, it's going to lead to that. And now the Gophers are in the bonus, so they will attempt 1-and-1. And the first one is good. Number 24, Tinley Neal. I'm going to assume that's Tinley. Their second attempt is up and good. Tack on 2 more for the Gophers. Back to a 14-point lead. Under 30 to play now, and they're going to call another reach in on the Gophers. So Blackhawks will go back to the line. Shooting 1-and-1 is Wavell. And her first one is good. 61-46 now. And Wavell's second attempt's a little strong. Going to be rebounded by Eckenbarger. 20 seconds now. Neal launches a 3, a little strong. Rebounded by Williams. Back over to Garner. Garner trying to get it across half court and does. Gets it down to Timmy. And the Gophers still playing tight defense. 7 seconds left. It's going to remain Blackhawk ball. Five seconds to play. Back out to Garner. And she's content to just stand there with it. And that will do it. The Blackhawks defeat the Gophers 61-46. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School, where the Lady Hawks of the first half of this doubleheader have defeated Clinton Prairie 61-46 in a game that saw a lot of careless basketball play in that first half, Joey. But then that second half, the Blackhawks, especially in that third quarter, really figured it out.
Absolutely, and I don't know what the speech was in the locker room, but whatever it was, they made them calm down a lot, and they made Kenzie Gardner especially get back into her swing of things and become the leading scorer again for this Blackhawk team.
Yeah, Coach Bradshaw did an excellent job. Again, like you said, we don't know what she said, but did an excellent job getting the girls to focus and not turn the ball over as carelessly as they did in that first half. And it really showed, again, that third quarter, the Blackhawks outscored the Gophers 23-3, and that really turned the tide of the game. Again, a 15-point win for the girls, the first win for Blackhawk ladies basketball over Clinton Prairie since 2016, and their fourth now win in a row. The Blackhawk girls are certainly figuring out where their stride is and how to keep doing what they're doing. Again, a lot of tight defense. They've done that all season, but it really showed in that second half. I think it wore down the Gophers a little bit.
Exactly, and this team is very young. Only a couple seniors on that starting lineup, and with 3 freshmen coming out there to start out the game, it's a very young team, but they have a good chemistry together, and they're only going to get better from here.
Absolutely. So the final for the girls game, 61-46. We're going to take a timeout and come back before the start of the boys basketball game. Again, stick around. The boys basketball game is set to begin. It was supposed to start at 7:30. I don't know that it's actually going to start at 7:30 as it's already 7:23, but and none of them have warmed up. So, but stick around with us. We absolutely will still be here, this exact same stream for the boys basketball game. You are watching Bragg Sports Media, Blackhawk basketball.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. Our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, congratulations to you, your staff, the member institutions, the young men involved in football, their families, the communities. It was, from start to finish in football, it was a fantastic year, and I think it culminated in some of the best played dramatic championship games you've had in a while.
It was. First of all, hats off to our schools for what they've been able to accomplish, but this year was phenomenal. We had a lot of parity throughout the state, some incredible teams, and then we had a little Thanksgiving, then got to Lucas Oil for some games on Friday and Saturday of last week. 3 teams had never been there before, which brings enthusiasm and excitement into the facility. But, they were just great games. The teams were back and forth. Gibson Southern's down, 19? They're down 19.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the young man that's going to be quarterback at the next level at Purdue turns it on, and he's throwing darts out there. And here comes Gibson Southern roaring back. And that was the kind of football we had all weekend.
I think you did. You had games that went back and forth. You didn't have the lopsided game that it just seems that every year there's 1 or 2 of those games that team gets behind early and out of their game plan and can't get it together, playing a really good team. But these were, I thought, 3 really competitive games per day that had a lot of drama. As you point out, Brady Allen doing what he does, but there was an opportunity to showcase some tremendously talented young men who stepped up on the big stage and led their teams to championship, which is what makes this such a lifetime event for them and actually for their communities. They're going to be talking about Brady Allen in Gibson County for a long, long time, quite frankly.
For a long time, and I'm going to hear it because that's actually my stomping ground from that area.
Right.
So a lot of my family went to school at Gibson Southern, so Brady is certainly familiar. But, you think about the game that stood out to me in the other performance was Mater Dei and Andre going back and forth. And then the young man, number 34, puts the S on the second half. I think the young man's actually going to Notre Dame next year, and he just took the game over and willed his team to a victory that day. And, those kind of performances, they're just special about high school football, and especially high school football in Indiana.
And the other thing, they get a chance to play your last. You think about it, you start your season dreaming of playing your last game in Lucas Oil Stadium, and then you get a chance to do it, and you win a championship. And so congratulations to them, and congratulations to the teams that didn't win. Again, you forever will be able to tell your children, grandchildren, everybody I played my last game in Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can't say enough about the Colts and everybody involved. It was a magnificent year because, again, you played over 90% of the scheduled contests in a world that is still ravaged by COVID. Not only just around the world, but here in the United States. And what you've done for 2 straight years, I think, is unmatched around the state, around the country.
I appreciate that, and I do think Indiana led the way when it comes to participation for student athletes in a COVID world, and I think that's certainly what we deal with. But, Bob, I appreciate the kind words about led the way, but, man, it was such a team thing. I've never done anything successfully in my life without a great team that all had a common goal, and that was Indiana. And I'm just so proud of that, and that more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Commissioner, congratulations again. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us and enjoy the week.
Thank you, Coach. And again, thank you for what you do for the promotion of student athletes and giving them a platform to celebrate what they do.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Bragg Sports Media. I am Joey Robinson. Daniel will be here with us in just one moment here as we get started for the first, our second game of the series against the boys, the Sheridan Blackhawks and the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Currently a 0-0 game as we get 7.5 left in the first quarter. And one. Oh, they called a travel on that one. Okay. Turnover for the Gophers. Blackhawk possession. Caleb Wright with the ball. Passing it over to Ethan Moisner. Caleb with the shot. No good. Rebound by Tyler Gardner. No good. Back over to Caleb Wright as he goes behind the three over to Carson Huffman, and foul on him. He'll go to the line for two.
I'm back. I apologize for the delay, but we are here at Clinton Prairie High School for the boys varsity second game of the doubleheader here tonight. Huffman with the first one, and it is good. Blackhawks' first one's on the board. Huffman attempts his second one, and that one is also good. The Blackhawks get on top early. The Gophers dribble it around the outside of the arc, over to the wing, and it's a little short. It's going to be rebounded by Moisner. Excellent job. He's going to bring it across half court. Looked like he was setting up to shoot the three, decided against it, and he's going to be a turnover. And excellent job by the Blackhawks, number 12, Tyler Garner, to psych out the Gopher on that layup. It's going to be a give right back out to right on the arc, and it's a little off. Game still remains 2-0. Gophers trying to get an offense set up here. Drive down the lane. It's going to be another miss at the rim. And they're going to call a foul on Huffman, I believe, is going to get that call. Yep. It'll be his first of the team. Number 23, Kaden Davis, will attempt the free throws. First one short. Blackhawks come into this game following their only other game this season, a real upsetting game last week as they played host to Southmont, losing by about 50. Blackhawks trying to start off their conference season right. Wright gets it over to Garner. Thinks about driving. Gets it out to Moisner on the arc. And it's good. Ethan Moisner doing what he does best. Sends up a three, and it's now 5-0. Once again, Funk just dribbling back and forth. Gives it off to Nip. Over to McGraw, back to Nip. Drive down the lane and in for the two. Number 22, Trevor Funk. And the Gophers are on the board. The Blackhawks going to have to get it across half court here. And they do get it up to Garner. Tried throwing it back to Wright. Just beamed it off the Gophers' leg and out. Garner's going to inbound it to Wright. Wright's going to wait for the offense to get set here. Throw it over to Garner. Back to Wright, circle it around to Moisner for the three, and it's long. Going to be rebounded by the Gophers and sent the other way. Driving hard and in for two. Number 22, Funk, once again. The Blackhawks going to use their first timeout already. With 4:23, almost halfway through the first quarter, Blackhawks on top 5-4. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Blackhawks on top 5-4 in this boys varsity basketball matchup. About halfway through the first quarter. And once again, the Blackhawks come in following that bad loss to Southmont 73-20 at home a week ago. Last time they saw the Gophers was last year. Earlier this year, February 10th, last season, though. They won 55-44 in OT. And just like the girls, the boys have struggled mightily against the Gophers. That win in February was the first time the Blackhawks have beaten the Gophers since 2013. Moisner for three. It's going to bounce around, be rebounded by Cole Watts. It's going to be knocked out by the Gophers. It's going to remain Blackhawk ball. So we very well could see two matchups here tonight where the Blackhawks try to right the ship in this head-to-head matchup of Clinton Prairie in basketball. Going to be inbounded to Garner. Over to Wright at the top. Around to Moisner. He's going to send up another three. It's going to be off. It's going to be tried to be rebounded, but knocked right back out by the Gophers. Going to stay Blackhawk ball. Garner to inbound under the basket. Tries to get it in. He's going to throw it out to right. Over to Garner. Garner thought about throwing it up there right by himself at the top. The Gophers employing a 3-2 zone. It's going to be a big three by right. He just a little strong on it. Be rebounded by Garner. Back out to Moisner. Moisner's going to drive. Floated up there a little short. Rebounded by Huffman. And it's in there. And the Gophers are going to use their first timeout. 3:34 to play in the first. A lot of high-intensity basketball that we have seen so far tonight. That girls matchup, bodies flying everywhere, and the boys, they're just about, maybe not bodies flying everywhere, but they're sprinting around just as much as the girls were. Blackhawks appear a little committed, a little more than I'd like to the live and die by Moisner's threes. I mean, it's a good thing to have, and Ethan is very good at shooting the long ball. But a little early here. I know they're up 3, but I'd like to see him work it inside a little bit more. Huffman doing an excellent job down low so far.
And exactly what you said about that. Ethan is an excellent player, and Carson Huffman is both an excellent player, but they just need to get inside more of the 3 arc.
Yeah, that was where they struggled against Southmont. They really couldn't penetrate Southmont's defense and get in the lane, so they settled for threes. I think tonight it's going to be the opposite, and that's a late whistle, but it is going to be a shooting foul on the Blackhawks.
Might be Carson Huffman's second foul.
It is going to be his second foul already. So Carson Huffman, I imagine, is going to come out of the game here. And Grinstead will come in the game as Huffman goes to take a seat. There's a definite size difference between Grinstead and Huffman. So the Blackhawks lost that post presence. And that free throw is going to be off. It's going to remain 7-4. Wright going to bring it across half court, throw it up to Grinstead. Going to throw it, try to get it back to Wright. Not able to. Turnover. Moisner's there, but he's just going to not be able to do it. And then they missed the layup. Rebounded by number 22, Funk, once again. And that'll make it 6-7. Wright with the ball up top, throws it down to Watts. Back up to Wright. Under 3 to play in the first. They're going to come out to pressure Wright. Get over to Grinstead. Thought about driving, nowhere going. Garner's going to have to pick that ball up a little bit. Gets it over to Moisner, who's wide open for 3 and off. 2:30 to play. Still 7-6. Over to Funk. To McGraw. Back to Funk. Over in the corner for 3. Short. Funk's going to get that rebound, though. Man is all over the floor. For 3 again. Going to be rebounded again by the Gophers. Knocked free by Ethan Moisner, but still. Gophers gather it up under their basket. Number 24, Drew Blacker, able to get that ball in there. Grinstead tried to get it down to Moisner in the corner. Gets knocked out and will remain Blackhawk ball.
Neither team seem to be a shooting team, more of a defensive team for sure.
Yeah, the shots aren't falling here early as far as jump shots. But we saw that in the girls' game too, and then they figured it out a little bit later.
Oh, definitely.
Again, these conference games, high intensity, this only being their second game of the season. You expect to see a little bit of slowness out the gate. And Wright just throws it away. Again, a late whistle, but it's going to be a shooting foul on Wright. So Blackhawks already with 3 fouls in this half. Jonas Nip will attempt the free throws, and the first one is good. Gophers extend that lead to 2 now. And the second one is good. 10-7, 1:45 to play in the first quarter. Wright brings it across half court. Wright's just going to shoot a three, a little long. Again, the Blackhawk jumpers a little off so far. Gophers driving down low, gets in the lane, fighting for the rebound. Funk gets it, throws it back out to Nip. Nip chews up the three, and it's in there. And the head coach for Sheridan wants to have a chat about it. 13-7, 1:20 left to play in the first quarter. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Blackhawks trail the Gophers 13-7 early in this game. So far, shots not really wanting to go down for the Blackhawks. Well, really not for either team. Gophers just hit a big three, though. Blackhawks already nearing foul trouble. 2 fouls already on Huffman. So he's had to take a seat early in this game. So the Blackhawks lost their low post presence. The biggest body they have is now already in foul trouble early in this game. So far, the Clinton Prairie Gophers led heavily by the senior Trevor Funk, number 22 for him. Just been about everywhere. So again, 1:20 to play in the first. 13-7. Wright will bring it up for the Blackhawks. Trap at half court. Tries throwing it down to Moisner, nothing doing. Funk's got it now at the top. Going to dump it off, throw it down into the corner. Back up top to Funk. He's going to try to drive, dumps it off to Nip. Nip drop it down to Funk. Funk's just going to go straight up with it and in. 15-7 now. Blackhawks struggling against this Gopher zone press. Nice job to avoid Nip. It's going to be a 3 attempt by Garner, just short. Going to be rebounded again by the Gophers. Just over 30 to play now in the first. Gophers on top, 8. Funk defended by Grinstead. Blackhawks have moved into a zone now. Funk dribbling around. Over in the corner to Nip for 3. Just a little short, rolled it around. It's up to Grinstead. He's not going to be able to. He did get there. Just not able to save it with 0.5 seconds left in this first quarter. In comes Henshaw as Wright and Watts will take a seat. They're going to inbound it and just heave it. And that will be no good. So at the end of 1, the Gophers on top of the Blackhawks, 15-7. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School for the start of the second quarter. Blackhawks trail the Gophers 7-15 in a first quarter where they struggled mightily to shoot the ball. Gophers able to penetrate the Blackhawk defense pretty easily. Got some offensive rebounds. I think that was the big key to that first quarter was the offensive rebounds. Moisner in the corner. He's going to be double teamed. Back up top to right. He's going to take a jumper from the free throw line, and they're going to call an offensive foul, I think. Not sure on who.
32.
Nope, it's going to be on Huffman. Oh, I'm sorry, not Huffman, Henshaw. But it will be his first, the team's fourth in this quarter. Still only one for the Gophers, so there's already a disparity in the fouls. Gophers drive down the lane, nice little feed, and it's going to be up and in. And extend that lead to 10 now. Back to right at the top. He's going to try to get it over to Grinstead. He does. Grinstead back up to right. Down to Huffman or Henshaw at the free throw line, just a little off. And the Gophers are running the other direction. Moisner able to get his hand in there. It's going to remain Gopher ball. Huffman will come back in the game for Henshaw. Gophers working it around. McGraw. McGraw drives, and right at the rim, in. Blackhawks just kind of watched them run right by him.
A lot of miscommunication between the Blackhawks defense.
Yeah, and that's going to be a foul on McGraw. Aggressively going for that steal and fouled right. Be their second team foul of the half. Now it comes Grinstead as Cole Watts goes back out onto the floor. And Drew Blacker comes back on the floor for the Gophers. Wright handling the ball up top. Tightly defended. Down to Garner. Garner tries to dribble through it, falls to the floor, and then throws it right out of bounds. Another turnover for the Blackhawks.
Like we saw in the girls' basketball game, a lot of sloppy passes for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, the first halves are looking very similar. Giving off to Nip. Over to McGraw. Trying to find the hole in the Blackhawk defense. Gets it down low. One little step, but he can't finish it at the rim. Rebounded by Huffman. Now Wright handles it. Over to Garner at the top. Garner throws it right at the ref. Kept in by the ref. Moisner now handling the ball. Over to Wright at the top. Down to Watts, but he's not able to get it. And it's another turnover for the Blackhawks. Going to be a three from McGraw. Just rattled around and fell out, and it's going to be Blackhawk ball. 5:50 to play in the first half. Blackhawks still have not scored this quarter. And that's a sloppy pass once again. Intercepted by the Gophers. It's going to be an easy layup for the Gophers. 21-7 now. Right, he's a skilled freshman, but making some freshman mistakes there. Another weak pass, trying to get it to Watts. It's going to be another turnover. McGraw brings it up the floor now. That's a carry, but they didn't call it. Right at the rim. It's well defended again by Huffman. His arms are straight up and down, and they still managed to call a foul on him. Yep, they're going to call him for his third. And I'm not sure what else he could do right there. He hadn't really moved. And they didn't call a foul on the other two shots that he blocked while he was standing there. And the first free throw is good. Number 23, Kaden Davis, the free throw shooter. And Huffman will, unfortunately, come out of the game once again. And the second one is short, rebounded by number 24, Carson Ailman.
Ailman is a very skilled freshman, just like Caleb Wright, but they still got their freshman mistakes.
Thrown all the way down by Moisner. to Garner, and then they're going to call a foul as he was bear hugged by 2 defenders.
Gopher fouls on number 23, Kaden Davis.
5 minutes to play now. And Blackhawks still have yet to score in this second quarter as Funk comes back on the floor for the Gophers. Garner trying to get the ball in, going to throw it up top to right. Looking for anyone to go to. Gets it over in the corner to Garner. Garner's going to be manhandled again. Dribbles out of it, and he's going to drag his back foot for the travel. A lot of mistakes, mental mistakes, unforced errors by the Blackhawks here in this first half. Funk inbounds to McGraw. Jumped off for McGraw. Giving a nip to Blacker. Now to McGraw again for 3. And it's just off to the right. Rebounded by the Blackhawks, and Wright's going to bring it across half court. Going to be trapped. Throws it over to Garner. Garner can't handle it. And it's another unforced error by the Blackhawks. Funk will inbound to McGraw. Down low to Funk. Bounces off a defender. Well defended by Ethan Moisner. He gets his own rebound. Eventually the Blackhawks get it. Nice job with the low post defense. Wright brings it across half court. Well defended. Over to Ailman. Back out to Wright. Down in the corner to Moisner. Back out to Wright. Over to Garner. Back to Wright for 3. And it goes in and out. That ball was about halfway down in the cylinder and then popped right back out. Up top to Funk, wide open for the 3, and it's good. 25-7 now. As they have scored 12 unanswered in this quarter. Garner gives it off to Wright. Wright just dribbling around. Garner gets it. Back to Moisner, down to Ailman. Back out to Garner for 3, and it's good. So an excellent job by the Blackhawks that possession. Attack on a 3-pointer. 2:50 to play. Blackhawks still trail by 15 in this second quarter. Back to McGraw. Back around to McGraw for 3, a little off, rebounded by Wright. And they're running. He's going to slow it down a little bit. 2:30 to play in the first half. He's just going to send up a 3, and it's in there. The bank is open. 25-13 now. He threw that up there strong, too. That's why there's a backboard. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. It's going to be shot by McGraw, a little off, rebounded by Watts. And the Blackhawks have a little momentum here. Now scored 5 unanswered. I'm sorry, 6 unanswered. Back out to Moisner for 3, and it's in there. Blackhawks slowly creeping back by way of that 3-point ball. 1:40 to play in the first half. Blackhawks have now scored 9 unanswered on 3 threes. 3 straight possessions. McGraw trying to do something with it, drives the baseline, hits the bottom of the goal, but Funk driving, it's going to be an offensive foul. Excellent job by Moisner to draw that foul on Funk. And the Blackhawks definitely have momentum right now. Grinstead comes in for Garner. 122, a 9-point game. Now Now there's a warning on the Gopher bench as the coach continues to stare down the official. Again, the Gopher coach giving an earful to the official even after getting the warning. Wright brings it across half court. Gets it to Watts, to the corner to Moisner. Back out to Wright for three. Just a little off, but it's going to be rebounded by Ailman and in there for the putback. 25-18, a minute left in a quarter that drastically looks different now. And the Gophers going to use their second timeout of the half. 57.9 seconds left in the first half. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. The Blackhawks on a bit of a run trying to make a comeback. They were trailing 25-7. Now have scored 11 unanswered. Trying to close out this first half on a high note. Trying to stay in this game, in a game that was quickly getting away from them. But with 57.9 seconds left in the first half, trailing only by 7. With the power of that three ball that the Blackhawks have been able to implement here late in this first half.
Just how it was in the girls' basketball game, they just need to slow down their shots and take their time with the shots that they're taking, because they're getting a little too antsy and wanting to score too quickly, but they just need to get under the basket and shoot some easy 2 points.
Yeah, getting inside has been the struggle in both games so far this year, but again, the big thing in this run that they have done now to seal out the first half has been their deep ball. McGraw going to drive right down the lane, met by defenders, and he's still able to get it in there. Excellent job by McGraw. Blackhawk defense couldn't really do anything about it. 9-point deficit now for the Blackhawks. Wright sends it down low to Watts. Just a little strong on that floater. Under 30 now. Over to McGraw for three, and it's in there. The lead back out to 12 now. 15 seconds. Down to Watts. Down to Moisner in the corner. And it's in there. 10 seconds. Funk's going to bring it up. I imagine he's going to be the one to take the final shot. He's going to drive it down the lane. Down low. The ball's knocked free. And they're going to call a foul on Moisner while they were fighting over the ball. But there's only 1.4 seconds left, and it's going to be a inbound. The key for the Blackhawks is not to let this ball get under the basket here. Force them to make a shot.
Absolutely. If they're going to try and win this game, they just got to keep the easy layups down.
Excellent job sealing off that low post, and he got it. Excellent job by the Gophers. Inbound to Drew Blacker, who gets the shot in at the buzzer. So at the end of the first half, Blackhawks trail 32-21. An exciting first half of basketball. You're watching Sheridan Basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. at the half, the Blackhawks trailing the Clinton Prairie Gophers 32-21 in a half that actually was looking really ugly there, Joey. But the Blackhawks made it look really respectable. They were down 25-7 and then crawled all the way back to make the score 32-21.
Absolutely. They finally slowed down their shots and then got under the basket instead of taking all the three-pointers and getting out to Moistener like they usually do.
Yeah, it was there when they went on that run, it was a lot more ball movement. They weren't focused so much on Moistener. There were a few times down the floor where they didn't actually even really pay attention to where Moistener was, which is, as much as, again, he's your best player, you want to get him involved. But, if he's not having his night and his threes weren't dropping at least during that real slump, you find it from somewhere else. Now, right before the end of the half, he hit 2 or 3. But yeah, the Blackhawks, again, struggling shooting better this week than they were last week, which is definitely an improvement, but they still got some work to do. Again, the Blackhawks, last time they faced these Gophers was in February so technically last season, winning in overtime. But that was the first win since 2013. So the Gophers have that benefit over the Blackhawks. They've got that holding over their head. And the girls were able to end that run earlier tonight, and by way of a huge third quarter. And we'll have to see if the boys can do the exact same thing as the girls. So at the half, 32-21. We'll come back right before the start of the third quarter. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. Our weekly conversation with the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, congratulations to you, your staff, the member institutions, the young men involved in football, their families, the communities. It was, from start to finish in football, it was a fantastic year, and I think it culminated in some of the best played dramatic championship games you've had in a while.
It was. First of all, hats off to our schools for what they've been able to accomplish, but this year was phenomenal. We had a lot of parity throughout the state, some incredible teams, and then we had a little Thanksgiving, then got to Lucas Oil for some games on Friday and Saturday of last week. 3 teams had never been there before, which brings enthusiasm and excitement into the facility. But, they were just great games. The teams were back and forth. Gibson Southern's down, 19? They're down 19. Right. Then all of a sudden, the young man that's going to be quarterback at the next level at Purdue turns it on, and he's throwing darts out there. And here comes Gibson Southern roaring back. And that was the kind of football we had all weekend.
I think you did. You had games that went back and forth. You didn't have the lopsided game that it just seems that every year there's 1 or 2 of those games that team gets behind early and out of their game plan and can't get it together, playing a really good team. But these were, I thought, 3 really competitive games per day that had a lot of drama. As you point out, Brady Allen doing what he does, but there was an opportunity to showcase some tremendously talented young men who stepped up on the big stage and led their teams to championship, which is what makes this such a lifetime event for them and actually for their communities. They're going to be talking about Brady Allen in Gibson County for a long, long time, quite frankly.
For a long time, and I'm going to hear it because that's actually my stomping ground from that area.
Right.
So a lot of my family went to school at Gibson Southern, so Brady is certainly familiar. But, you think about the game that stood out to me in the other performance was Mater Dei and Andre and going back and forth. And then the young man, number 34, puts the S on the second half. I think the young man's actually going to Notre Dame next year, and he just took the game over and willed his team to a victory that day. And, those kind of performances, they're just special about high school football, and especially high school football in Indiana.
And the other thing, they get a chance to play your last. You think about it, you start your season dreaming of playing your last game. and Lucas Oil Stadium, and then you get a chance to do it and you win a championship. And so congratulations to them, and congratulations to the teams that didn't win. Again, you forever will be able to tell your children, grandchildren, everybody you know, I played my last game in Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can't say enough about the Colts and everybody involved. It was a magnificent year because, again, you played over 90% of the scheduled contests in a world that is still ravaged by COVID. Not only just around the world, but here in the United States. And what you've done for 2 straight years, I think, is unmatched around the state, around the country.
I appreciate that, and I do think Indiana led the way when it comes to participation for student athletes in a COVID world, and I think that's certainly what we deal with. But, Bob, I appreciate the kind words about led the way, but, man, it was such a team thing. I've never done anything successfully in my life without a great team that all had a common goal, and that was Indiana. And I'm just so proud of that, and that more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Commissioner, congratulations again. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us, and enjoy the week.
Thank you, Coach. And again, thank you for what you do for the promotion of student athletes and giving them a platform to celebrate what they do.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back into tonight's matchup of the Gophers and the Blackhawks for the start of the third quarter. And the Blackhawks trail 32-21. And the Gophers will have possession to start this second half. See what kind of offense the Blackhawks bring out here. had a lot of success towards the end of that second quarter with the long ball. See if they can't continue to make that fall as Funk brings it in to start the second half. They're going to call a foul immediately. Blackhawks quickly on the board in that category. Garner will be called for his first of the evening. Nip gets it into Funk, defended tightly by Moisner. Excellent defense by Moisner, forces the turnover. Now Wright's going to bring it across half court. The Gophers going to continue this zone defense. Gets it down to Watts. Over to Ailman. Back out to Wright. Try to calm down a little bit. Over to Moisner, back out to Wright. Garner trying to set the screen. Wright's going to send a deep three. It's just a little long. Rebounded by Nip. Dumped off to McGraw, who's going to launch the three just off. Be punched out. Going to be rebounded by the Gophers. McGraw dumps it off to Funk. Dump off to McGraw. Dribble driving. All the way. Bad layup attempt. Watts slow to get up, but he does get up. Wright's going to get in there for the layup. And one. Excellent job by the freshman to go up strong with it and get that shot to fall. Now he's got a chance at a three-point play. That'll be Funk's second foul of the game. Funk has been the go-to guy for the Gophers. The key for the Blackhawks here in the second half should be to eliminate him as much as possible. And the and one goes in. Tack on another one. 8-point game now, 32-24. Funk brings it across half court. The Gophers set up a nice play. McGraw trying to dribble drive. He gets to the rim and in. Wright gets it up to Ailman. Over to Moisner. Back to Wright. Back over to Moisner. Looking for Watts under the goal. He had him there. Tries to get it back out. Gets it to Ailman. Back out to Moisner. 4-3. Just off the front of the rim. Rebounded by McGraw. And throw it down to Funk. And they're going to call a foul on that. Foul's going to be on Garner. Number 23, Kaden Davis, was the man he was fighting with the ball over. There'll already be the second foul for the team. Got in foul trouble early in the first half, too. Right at the rim, Funk able to go straight up with it and gets another one. Lead back out to 12 now. Over to Moisner. Moisner tried dumping it off to Garner, not able to get it. Funk bringing it up off to Nip. Nip strong in that layup, going to be rebounded by Garner, and he's off and running. And he goes strong to the rim, just a little too hard. Put back by Wright. Excellent job by the freshman right at the rim to gather that and put it right back in. Funk at the free throw line. Dumps it off to McGraw. McGraw going to drive, dumps it off to Nip. To the top, to Blacker. Back to Funk. Give it off to Nip. Down low. Excellent defense by the Blackhawks. Going to force that miss, and Wright's going to bring it back up the court. Garner almost turned it over.
And he did.
Yep. Free ball, Funk to Nip. Nip at the rim, in there. The lead again, back out to 12. To Garner in the corner. He's going to be trapped down low to Ailman. Ailman at the rim, just a little strong on that layup. Rebounded by Funk once again. Sent by Blacker, and just a little off on that three. It's going to be last touched by the Blackhawks. Number 4, Garrett Mcgraw comes in the game. Take out Kaden Davis for the Gophers. Funk just sends it way up the court, and it's going to be over and back. Turnover on the Gophers.
Both teams on passing have not really been that good.
Yeah, the accuracy of the passing for both teams, subpar, to say the least. Right up to Garner. Garner thought about it, sends the three up. It's a little short. Going to be brought up by McGraw. Over to McGraw for three, a little strong on it. Going to be tipped back by Funk. Rebounded again. Gathered up by the Gophers. McGraw dumps off to McGraw. Nice drive on the play. And he gets it to fall. 40-26 now. Getting a little chippy. Moisner and McGraw down in the corner. Just about everybody that was watching it. The official even had to step in and say something. Down to Moisner in the corner. And it's just tipped away. Gets the ball knocked free, tipped it over to Garner, and Garner went over his head. Grinstead's going to come in for Watts. And Ailman did an excellent job while he was in. Going to be sent to the bench for Huffman. Huffman already with, I believe, 3 fouls in that first half. Over to McGraw. Down low to Funk. He's able to gather it up after Moisner got his hand on it. Cross court to Nip. Nip's going to run into Huffman, but can't even move him. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Blackhawk ball. I think Huffman originally said something. The official kind of looked at him. I imagine he said something like, "I can't believe you're calling a foul on me again," because he's been in the game not very much, and been called for, like I said, 3 fouls already. Over to Grinstead. Out to Moisner, over to Garner, wide open for the 3, and it's in there. Blackhawks tack on another 3-pointer.
And that was a clean shot by the sophomore, Tyler Gardner.
40-29. 11-point game now. Nip gives it off to McGraw. McGraw's driving hard, and it's going to be another foul on Huffman. And 1. Let's see who they give it to. Yep, they're going to give it to Huffman. That'll be Huffman's 4th. He's going to have to come right back out. Yeah, Huffman can't figure it out. He thought for sure that was on Moisner. (42-29). Garrett Mcgraw will attempt the free throws.
Huffman is a very aggressive player, and he's a very good one. But when he gets into foul trouble, that's when his playing time will shorten down.
Yep. And the free throw is good. Tack on one more. 41-29 now. Or 43, rather. Must have missed one. Giving off to Grinstead. He's trapped in the corner, trying to get it to right, and it's going to be a timeout, Blackhawks. Nice decision by the coach. Saw Grinstead was in a hole. So 2:07 to play in the third. Blackhawks trail 43-29. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. The Blackhawks trying to fight mightily against these Gophers. 43-29, they are down. 2:07 to play in the third quarter. And a game that feels like there's a bunch of hot streaks back and forth. Gophers started the game on a real big hot streak. Blackhawks answered back to make it a single-digit game. And now to start the second half, Gophers trying to get hot again. McGraw dumps it off to Blackard. Over to McGraw. Over to McGraw again. He's going to drive down the middle of the lane, right at the rim, and it's in. Wright brings it across half court. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Watt sets the screen. Wright sent it up there hard. Way off on the three. McGraw dumps it off to McGraw. Thought about the three, going to drive, and they're going to call a foul on Wright.
Blackhawk foul on number 2, Caleb Wright. That's his second, team fourth.
So it's the fourth one in the second half here. Wright's going to go take a seat. His second foul. And Ailman comes back out. Gets it into McGraw, who drives right at the rim, rolls it in there. Count two more. Blackhawks had it within single digits. Now the Gophers have stretched it back out. Moisner throwing it way down to Garner, right at the rim. Beautiful play. 47-31 now.
Gardner's playing excellent basketball tonight, and it's pretty obvious.
Yep, under 50 to play in the third quarter. Moisner poking that ball free. So a turnover by the Gophers. They haven't done it a whole lot tonight. Moisner looking to get it to somebody. Gets it off to Grinstead. Grinstead looking, gets it over to Watts. Watts trying to get it to Moisner, throws it down to Ailman, just going to overthrow him. There'll be another turnover by the Blackhawks. The story of the night, a bunch of unforced errors. Without the turnovers, I don't know that the Blackhawks are really that much outmatched by the Gophers. It's just there's been a lot of unforced errors. 15 to play.
A lot of overthrowing the passes is what I've been seeing through both games.
Nip going to dump it off to McGraw. McGraw dumps it back to the top to Blacker. Back to McGraw. Under 4 at the rim. Funk trying to gather it up. Gets it up and in at the buzzer. So at the end of 3, Blackhawks trail 49-31. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance. Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School, where the Gophers are on top at the beginning of the fourth quarter, 49-31. Blackhawks, again, had a slow first quarter, just as slow of a third quarter. Already in foul trouble. Huffman having 4, and he's going to come back in the game. I believe in high school, foul out is 5.
It is.
Yeah.
It is 5.
So it'll be interesting to see how long Huffman can survive out there. Blackhawks need him. He's the biggest body they got. And that's really where the Gophers have dominated the Blackhawks, is down low. Out of McGraw, over to Blacker, over to Nip, down low to Funk, right at the rim, lays it in for 2. It's a 20-point lead for the Gophers. To Moisner. Over to Wright. Tipped away, trying to get it to Watts in the corner. But it'll remain Blackhawk ball. I think the glaring thing in the third quarter is I don't know that Moisner took a shot. He definitely didn't attempt a 3.
Yeah. I think he might have taken one. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
The Gophers did a pretty good job of neutralizing him in that third quarter. Right with the ball now at the top. And get it down low to Huffman. Huffman makes a move right at the rim, just a little strong on it. And they're going the other way. Funk driving, just lays it in there strong. Blackhawks probably made the right decision not trying to step in there and draw and foul him. Wright's going to bring it across half court. And it's going to be tipped out by the Gophers. .6:57 left to play in the game. Blackhawks trailed by 22. Wright gets it inbound. Huffman trying to get open in the lane. Back to Wright at the top, over to Moisner. Down to Huffman, but not able to get it. It's going to be another turnover by the Blackhawks. It was a nice look by Moisner. Just threw it in there a little hot and heavy. Huffman wasn't able to get over there in time. Under 6:30 to play in the game. Funk with the ball. Going to drop it off to Nip. Nip's going to drop it off to McGraw. Over to Blacker. Down to Nip, and it's going to be a walk. So travel on the Gophers. That high-speed offense that they've got. They get everybody like pretty much sprinting around the edge of the arc.
Absolutely, and if the Blackhawks are going to compete in this game and try to win it, they need to get their communication back better up.
Yep. Garner over to Watts. Down to Moisner. Moisner thought about a really deep one, decided against it. Tried throwing it down low. Funk's there to block it. Nip gets the ball. Going to lay it in there for the 2. 55-31 now. And the game's gotten away from the Blackhawks. Wright brings it across half court. Almost went back to the half line. Moisner spins off a defender. Takes the jumper a little strong. Garner almost gets that rebound, but knocks it out of bounds, and it will be Gopher ball.
The Blackhawks are shooting aggressively, like they're playing mad. They're forcing the balls down to the court. They're forcing it into the rim, and they're missing the easy shots that they should make every single time.
Yeah, the Blackhawks are absolutely playing mad. It's obvious. But, I mean, especially after that game against Southmont, you had to know they were going to come in mad. Over to Blacker for the 3, and it's a little off. It's going to be almost rebounded by the Gophers. Eventually, Watts gathers it up. Now Wright brings it across half court. Over to Garner in the corner for 3. It's just off. It's a nice shot. Going to be rebounded by the Gophers, and they're running. McGraw dumps it off to Blacker, and they're going to be a foul on Moisner. Should be on the floor. Yep, and that's what they'll do. They'll inbound it under the basket. The Blackhawks have 5 team fouls. So the Gophers 1. So the disparity that happened last week, it was basically the exact same thing. The Blackhawks fouling a lot more than the Mounties last week. Wright throws it up to Watts. Watts able to just turn around and gather it up. Garner over to Moisner. Moisner's getting frustrated, visibly. Dump off to Huffman. Tries to get it back out to Moisner, but it's batted away. Nip running the other direction. Is going to run into Moisner, and they're going to call Moisner for another foul. And he's going to have to be careful here. Because, again, his frustration's becoming visible. That'll be his 3rd.
Inbound, shooting 2 for the Gophers. Number 3, Jonas Nip.
Nip to attempt the free throws. The first one is off. Blackhawks trail 24 points. And the second one is good by Nip. 56-31 now. 4:30 to play in the game. Dumping down to Huffman. It's going to be a foul on Blacker. Surprised. Huffman's been in there since the beginning of the fourth quarter playing with 4 fouls. He's done an excellent job not getting called for that one, and actually Coach Flimmer is going to pull him off here in place of Grinstead, try to get a little bit of the speed out there. Watts gives it over to Moisner. Grinstead over to Garner. Back out to Wright. Wright thought about the 3, didn't. Grinstead over to Garner. Garner's going to shoot the 3. It's off. Rebounded by Blacker. Now McGraw going to dribble drive on the baseline, run right into Moisner. It's going to be a jump ball. And yeah, again, yeah, and the officials are going to talk to him. These two have gotten into it a few times now. I don't think it's turned into any shoving yet, but there's definitely been back and forth, jawing back and forth. A lot of physicality between those two.
Ethan's always been an aggressive player, both on and off the court, and his anger lets him get just overtakes him sometimes, and that's just how it is.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you're an offensive lineman in football.
Oh yeah, I know how that is.
Yeah, and it's intercepted by McGraw running the other direction. And Moisner got his hand on that ball, so a nice block. He's going to try to take it all the way, dump it off to Grinstead. He's going to shoot up the 3 and a little off. Blackhawks still fight. Cole Watts going after it. And I think they're going to call a foul on the Gophers. Yep. So nice job by Watts to fight for that ball. Gets it into Garner. Over to Watts. Around to Grinstead. Down low to right. Back out to Grinstead. Over to Garner. Now Moisner. Grinstead for 3. And in there. Once again, the bank open for the Blackhawks. Just over 3 minutes to play in this game. 22-point lead for the Gophers. Dump off McGraw. McGraw's going to try to drive down the lane. He is, and in there. Question is, who's going to be given the foul? I believe it's going to be Watts. It is going to be Watts, and it's an and-one situation. So Garrett Mcgraw gets a chance to tack on another one. Nip and Kaden Davis come off the floor for the Gophers. Now on goes number 30, Lane Horlocker.
Watts also came off the floor and then sub for David Will, number 22.
And the second, or in the and one is good. Let's make it 59-34 now. Wright brings it across half court. Gets it down to Grinstead. And there's going to be a blocking foul. .2:45 to play. Foul called on Lane Harlocker, his first. Team's fourth. Blackhawks get it in, and it's just going to be struggled away. Thrown up to number 12 is going to be a foul right at the rim by Wills. Or Will. And it'll be a shooting Jake McGraw this time at the foul line. Next foul will put the Gophers in the bonus. And the first one's in there. 60-34. And in comes Henshaw in place of Grinstead for the Blackhawks. On the floor for the Blackhawks, Wright, Garner, Moisner, Will, and Henshaw. And the second free throw is a little strong. Rebounded by Henshaw. Wright dumps it off to Moisner. Moisner just going to shoot up a deep three and in and out. It actually looked beautiful. Fighting for it is Will. And they're going to call it a jump ball. And it's going to be Gopher ball. Now Moisner took an ill-advised three, but it still almost fell. I think that was his first one of the second half, to be honest with you.
First or second one that I know of, at least.
Yeah. Not a lot of attempts in this second half. They've been playing him tight. Just over 2 minutes to play here. It's going to be knocked free by the Blackhawks. Still fighting for it. Will goes to the floor, not able to get it. And it's going to be a walk by McGraw, so it's going to be a turnover, Blackhawk ball. 2 minutes left.
Tyler Gardner comes out of the game for Carson Huffman.
Will to inbound the ball to Wright. Will over to Henshaw, who's driving. Back out to Moisner. Back to Wright. Back to Moisner, who's just going to shoot up the big three. A little short on that. .135 to play. Kirkpatrick with the ball right now. Osler over to McGraw. Back to Kirkpatrick. Just trying to work it around Wright, trying to get that steal. Jump shot's a little strong. Henshaw not able to control it. Wright knocked that ball free, but still kept by the Gophers. McGraw can get it. And they called it for a walk. They didn't actually call the foul. I thought that was a foul.
Little miscommunication for the Blackhawks. Only Caleb Wright was down on the opposite end of the court for the take-in.
Yeah, it happens. Wright will inbound to Will and then give it right back. Under 55 to play. To Henshaw. Over to Will. Will's going to try to drive left off for Wright. Wright's going to send up the three. I think somebody got their hand on it. Henshaw gets it and going to get fouled down low. So Henshaw will attempt his first free throws of the night. And the first one is good. Make it 60-35 now. And the first one rolled around, rebounded by the Gophers.
Now I wouldn't doubt if the Gophers just hold on to this ball for the rest of the time remaining.
I don't know. It's always challenging because you got your backups in there, and they want points just as much as everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
25 and rolling. They're not in a hurry, though. Got the Clinton Prairie fan base singing Christmas music for everybody. It's going to be knocked free. Blackhawks up to Moisner, and he's going to get the 2 points. I think it's 37 now. Under 3, 2, 1. And that will do it. Your final here in the boys varsity matchup, 60-37. Blackhawks fall to 0-2 on the year. The Gophers move to 2-0. You're watching Blackhawk basketball on Bragg Sports Media.
This broadcast is presented by Bragg Insurance.
Bragg Insurance Agency will work to provide you with the best coverages for you, your family, or your business. Work with the local agent at Bragg Insurance Agency to find a policy that is perfectly fit for your insurance needs. Call Bragg Insurance Agency, your friends in the insurance business. And by Legacy Images. Cherish life's moments with personalized picture frames, ornaments, decor, and more at Legacy Images, located at 516 South Main Street in Sheridan. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. Stop in for your one-of-a-kind gifts. And while at Legacy Images, check out Handmade on Main, featuring local makers with one-of-a-kind handcrafted wares.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School, where the Blackhawks have fallen to the host Clinton Prairie Gophers 60-37, following a matchup that there was some foul trouble early that really played into the Blackhawk, I imagine, game plan. They couldn't really use any size whatsoever. Huffman, being really the only size person, did an excellent job, the Gophers, of closing out Moisner in that second half. And really, it felt it felt close at times. I don't think the score actually indicated just how close the game was. But, Joey, you end up with things like this, especially, again, with that size difference. And the Blackhawks, because Huffman wasn't able to be out there, had no one to stop Funk.
Well, the only other size difference that they had was Ethan Moisner, and with the Blackhawks having him as the number one shooter, it's kind of hard for him to be their biggest guy on the floor as well as the number one shooter on the floor.
Yeah. So, for myself, for Joey Robinson, and for Lexi Woodcock, I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this doubleheader. Once again, if you didn't tune in before, the Lady Hawks scored a big win against Clinton Prairie, but the boys fall in this doubleheader. We will see you guys tomorrow. The Blackhawks host Anderson Prep, and we will be there bringing you all the action. One final time, Blackhawks boys varsity loses 60-37. Good night, everybody.